Hey, Tokelahoma, this is Tracy, and we have Will in the house, and he is an Air Force veteran, like I'm an Air Force veteran. So, what did you do in the Air Force?
That's right, it's a club. I was in air transportation, so completely blue collar work. I moved cargo pallets and I put them on big heavy airplanes all day. So a lot of sweat, a lot of hot days on the flight line in Ramstein, Germany, and Al Udeid, Qatar. But I liked it. Real team oriented, real hard physical labor, and I miss that part of it every single day.
Okay, so you weren't like me, sitting in an office with air conditioning.
I was not a nonner. No offense. Just kidding. There's no such thing as a nonner. You need everybody, and,
Yes.
and you were getting a lot of good stuff done. But no,
Yes.
I liked being out on the flight line, and
Supporting a mission is important.
absolutely.
Yes.
Out of recruiting, I actually got assigned a desk job, and I ended up swapping with somebody and having to push my basic training out just because I wanted to be on an airplane. I wanted to do that.
And you were for how long?
4 years.
Okay, and see, that's great. You did your time. You got in. 4 years to your country. 4 years to the Air Force. You said, "Here, I'm gonna do my best," and you won BTZ.
That's right.
So how was that?
It was cool. I was in Al Udeid when I found out. I worked really hard for it. You know, I did everything I possibly could. Did all the community service and all the ways that you have to, kiss some ass while you're in to get the points. But I did it, and I got rewarded for it. So I appreciated that.
And I love the Air Force. Like, I will say 95% of the Air Force was a great time for me. Like, they took care of me. They said, "Hey, you have free school. Go do it. Hey, I'll pay for you to go kind of do this training, or I'll pay for you to go this TDY, or hey, do you want to learn about this?" That's what I had my whole career. Did you have kind of the same thing?
Absolutely. If you go into it with that mindset of, I'm going to get something out of this,
Right.
I'm going to take advantage of the programs they offer, I'm going to better myself, take advantage of the travel, you can get a ton out of it. If you go in and you want to play video games in your dorm room and do the bare minimum at your job, you'll probably have a pretty shitty time.
Right. Which, I mean, a lot of those kids do that, and that's okay because they have, the chow hall, they have the gym, you have everything right there. And I also want to talk about how you are a libertarian.
That's right.
And being a libertarian in OKC this week has been pretty busy.
It's been very busy this week.
So what have you done as a libertarian this week?
Wow. Okay, so Tuesday night was an OK2A rally at the Capitol.
Saw you there.
That's right. We were there. And
we were.
So, OK2A is definitely a more conservative-leaning, GOP-aligned organization.
Yes.
But you know that the Libertarian Party is absolutely, unequivocally stands for gun rights.
Yes.
And so what I want is for more libertarians to be out there at those events and,
I agree.
Be a face. And even if we're not going to agree with all those people 100%, we're going to show them that we stand by them with those issues.
Right. And they're the biggest part of the grassroots, I'd say, in the state of Oklahoma, and they are very friendly, very welcoming, and they also are armed.
That's right.
And that's important.
That is important.
Especially right now.
Absolutely. You feel safe around those people.
Exactly. I did. And it was great. And, I had my son there. And pizza. Okay. They had free pizza.
They know what they're doing. They got
do.
the signage. They are clearly well invested and know how to market themselves. And it's a good way for us a good organization for us to learn from.
I agree.
We could get on that level.
I agree. I agree. They definitely are doing something right, and I want to be a part of it. And what else did you do yesterday?
So yesterday there was a protest at the Oklahoma County Jail. I don't know if you followed that issue much, but the Oklahoma County Jail is very underfunded. There's a lot of abuse that goes on in there, a lot of really inhumane conditions. And there's not really a lot of political solutions. So I wanted to go out to that protest and really offer the libertarian solutions. We heard all these kind of Democrats, more left-leaning people talk about all the administrative ways to handle it. They wanted to bring the federal government in.
No feds.
They had all these, ideas of how to make things better. My solution is to make less criminals.
I agree.
Let's decriminalize drugs, stop prohibition, decriminalize prostitution and sex work. Let's get victimless offenders out of that jail. I don't think that nonviolent people belong in cages.
So I actually have been following it somewhat before the actual trust. This has been happening. It was actually way, way worse. They're speaking out and they're being loud about it. The trust has given it some accountability, thankfully, okay? So I got involved when a veteran, female type, was waiting for a mental health bed in there and committed suicide. This was before the jail trust. And so that's kind of when I was watching. And so for them to say, oh, all these people died, they've been dying. We're finally holding them accountable and saying, hey, where's all this money going?
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting mad because, they want to get the feds involved.
Yeah.
They want that government overreach. Okay, I will say that getting the federal government involved is not the answer. We need to get those people who can't pay $500 or can't pay, $5,000, or I don't know how much the amounts are, just to get out or wait for certain things. I would like to see what they were in there for and look it up and kind of see the difference,
Yeah.
I think we should pull those numbers and kind of see, because I don't like people acting like this is just an issue because of the jail trust. No, this was happening way before the jail trust. The jail trust is giving us some accountability. There are going to be some bumps in it. It's a new process. Let's make sure we're watching it. Let's make sure we're not just, hey, we're giving up on our people, our local government, who are really invested, and we want to get the feds involved. Like, I don't ever think that's the answer. I want to give our people, the activists who were there yesterday, hey, what is your solution? All right, here's the numbers. What else can we do? Can we write a bill to decriminalize, this, and this? All right, let's figure out how to do that.
Absolutely.
Do you think we could write a bill?
100%, especially at the city level. It seems crazy, like talking about things like decriminalizing drugs and stuff like that. It seems radical. But, cities can do a lot of things, even just by directing their police departments to ignore stuff. For instance, that's what Fayetteville, Arkansas did with marijuana. Rather than legalizing it, they decided to make it a non-priority for their police department. So they said, look, officers, you're not going to bring people in for marijuana anymore.
Awesome.
We could do that on a city level. We could get that passed at the city council, maybe even at a county level. Who knows? But I think there's a lot more solutions in that route. You and I have worked for the federal government. We've read.
Yes.
We know what the federal government does on a daily basis. I don't think having their involvement in anything is going to improve it, as we've seen.
No.
They have the exact opposite of the Midas touch, the shit touch,
Right.
I'd call it.
Right. I could get written up if I didn't wear my hat.
Exactly.
Right? I got a paperwork. I got a ticket if I didn't wear my hat, or if I wore my nails a different color. So I understand how having too much government is a bad thing, but I was in the military. I signed up for that, right? But civilians didn't sign up for these things. And so to take away some of their freedoms just because you don't agree with it is just crazy to me. And so I think Oklahoma is going to take time, but I do think there are things that we could pinpoint and do some criminal justice reform on, and I feel like that would be another avenue. Also, libertarians in those spots, right? Do you think that's where we should kind of focus?
100%. Like Spike Cohen says, culture of
Yes.
winning.
Spike.
Like we've been pushing all of the time, though, it's libertarianism. A lot of it's about localism.
Yes.
We need to get involved at the local level first.
Yes.
We want to fight at the presidential stage, and that seems to be the way to get the biggest amount of people interested in the party, which is kind of sad.
Right.
Because it should be the exact opposite. The most change is affected at the local level.
Yes.
Libertarians believe that decisions should be made at the local level, not the federal. So we should be focusing on that. Why would we want to involve ourselves, with those big guys? I think those losers can keep ruining themselves and, burning our empire. Let's build something really good right here on libertarian principles.
Okay. Well, I think you would be great on a podcast. Aren't you going to start a podcast?
Well, not start one, but I'm jumping on with one.
Okay.
Christopher Darnell out of the Libertarian Party of Tennessee has invited me on to co-host Not a Real Libertarian podcast. So I did my first episode yesterday. You can look us up on YouTube, look us up on Facebook. And so we're going to get the ball rolling on that. It'll be a weekly thing.
Awesome, weekly.
And you'll definitely have to come on one
I
of these
will
days.
definitely come on. I'm all about it. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for stopping by the bunker. What do you think about the bunker?
I think it's freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys having me.
Awesome.
I love what you're doing with Tokelahoma. You're doing an incredible job.
Thank you for helping me, and thank you for letting me be the face of it.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for having me on.
All right, we're out.
Hi.
Hey, Tokelahoma, this is Tracy and Old School & Co. He just stopped in, so we are going to talk about stuff that we've been doing this week, upcoming things, and maybe a giveaway.
We've had a lot of cool things going on, Tracy, and this giveaway is just going to blow up. I'm going to do it on TikTok. Yeah. Now, what I've been planning, do you want to talk about the giveaway right off the bat?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the giveaway
I
right
wanna know
off
about the
right off the
giveaway.
bat. Okay.
What are you giving away?
Going to have
How do I get it? Oh.
three recipients. And what I'm
Great.
going to do is I've got I'm at a certain number on TikTok. I'm going to pick a number that I'm going to go to.
Okay.
And all 3 recipients are going to get the same prizes. Right now, I've got 7 different shirts from 7 different companies that all 3 people are going to get.
Wow.
They're going to
So
get
a full week wardrobe of shirts.
the full week. It's just starting. It's just
A weekly
starting.
wardrobe from Old School & Co. on TikTok just for a giveaway. What do you have to do this giveaway? How do you get entered into the giveaway?
Okay, what we're going to do for the giveaway is I'm going to do a video on TikTok.
Okay.
And on that video, I'm going to ask people to follow me.
All right.
Tag that video, like that video, and then tag 3 friends.
All right.
Now, also, we need to pick a number. Now, don't everybody pick 420 or 710. I understand. But I want to put a big, dartboard kind of,
Okay.
and write random numbers. I mean, I'm old school. I'm random. You can do this fancy computer where you do this and that. But I'm going to sit there, have a dartboard, random numbers on it.
Okay.
I'm going to blindfold myself. I'm going to smoke a joint. I might smoke a joint first and then blindfold.
Well, Rose will probably help you.
There you go. There you go.
Help
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Rose, please help him.
Right on. Then I'm going to take a dart and I'm going to throw it at that dartboard, and whatever number it hits, that's one of the people that's going to receive a
All
prize.
right, I like it.
Boom, I'll do it again. Boom, it 3 times. Now, there's also a swag bag in here. There's stickers. There's just anything that is, because we went to some events here lately.
We sure did. We went to lots of events. Well, you went to lots of events. You were all over the place. You get around.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Yes,
right?
I love it though. I love it.
It's fun because the cannabis industry in Oklahoma just rocks.
Yes.
We got wonderful people working in there, and
Yes, we do.
it's
And
cool.
you know what I like to call it?
What?
You know what I like to call it?
What?
The American dream.
Oh, I do love the American dream because a lot of people are living the American dream.
They are. This is the new age American dream, and we are seeing it right here in Oklahoma.
Right on, because people, I've got, people think it's all young people in this industry. It's not.
No.
It's a mixture. The age group runs from here to there.
Right.
Now, the driving demographic is my age. Because, see, we used to smoke back in the day, a lot of us. And we
Hippies,
know it, it's
chilling.
hippies, yeah.
Yeah,
right
they
on.
made you. Yeah, exactly. They made you out to be something you
Oh,
may
yeah,
be
we
or
were
may not be.
demonized.
Stereotype being you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Good
But we were
people
just being
though.
us,
Great
you know?
people.
Yeah, great people. But then we became the establishment. We
Yes.
got our jobs. A lot of us continued to smoke while we were the establishment,
Right.
like me.
Right.
And then we got retired, like I am now, and we got a lot of time on our hands.
Right, exactly. We
And-
need that. We need that wisdom. We need that time. We need that passion. We need that effort because we are in a time where the activists and the people who care need to take over and help the
Right.
state and help the patients and help
Right.
Oklahomans.
What gets
know?
me is so many of the people like me
Mhm.
are on pharmaceuticals.
Okay? Yep.
And we don't like it. I didn't like the pharmaceuticals. I sat in a chair. I was a zombie. I didn't
Yep.
do anything
I used
for
to be on
12
6
years.
pharmaceuticals. I'm going to go over them. I was on the 6-pill combo. I go over this in every show because it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Lexapro, Klonopin, Flexeril, Trazodone, Compazine, Motrin, okay? And I was young. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
on all these meds and I was a zombie. And, cannabis saved my life.
I agree.
Cannabis
It saved my
life.
It literally
And
saved
now
my
that
life.
people get to not only get their lives saved
Mm-hmm.
at an affordable cost because there's not insurance and companies in it,
Right.
they are happy, they're healthy, and it's a plant and it's a health plant, and it's the American dream here, and it's healing, and I am happier, I'm healthier,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a better mom.
So I had family members that were literally ready to do an intervention on me because of the drugs I was doing.
Yeah.
Now, everybody needs to know, all the drugs I was doing were legal drugs. I was legally prescribed.
Legally, because a doctor said, hey, you need to take all these drugs because this drug company keeps my light on.
Oh, yeah, we can talk
That's
about
what
that.
really happened at that situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regardless of what drug it was, what they pushed, but that's really what's going on behind doors.
Right, behind
you
doors.
just wanted to feel better, and that was the legal way because you wanted to be able to provide for your family and
Right.
be a citizen and be a good human. And unfortunately, they like to get people addicted to these things.
Most
and
of
now,
those drugs are so
right,
addicting, yeah.
and people hurt themselves, and people are dying from opiate
Right.
overdoses and
Oh, it's so
suicides
easy.
and losing their families and their businesses and all this stuff, but they're pushing it and it's legal.
It's so easy to do, especially when you get older like me. You know, your
Yes.
memory kind of goes some. And you take a pill, you know, like hydrocodone or Xanax.
A legal pill.
A legal
That's killing
prescribed
people
pill.
every day.
Yeah. And then sometimes you can forget. Did I take that?
Right.
Well, you can. It's real easy
I
to
believe
overdose.
it.
Yeah.
I believe it. And,
Especially if you're on, you know, a combination.
right.
Now,
and because
I
your
was-
back still hurts, right?
Now, I was on a combination of doctors
Okay.
because, you know, tragedies in your life, you know, things happen, you know.
Right.
Rose had
Yes.
a wreck, you know, my shoulders got tore up, you know, a lot
Yes.
normal life. So I was not going to just one doctor. So, you know, this doctor, you know, and that's where the things need to check and balance because those drugs will interact with themselves, each other. Hydrocodone and Xanax, you have
Right.
no idea how they interact.
And I
with
like
each
to
other.
bring up, and I brought this up last time you were here, I remember seeing the pharmacy line on base with all their retirees with their bag of meds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's free, taxpayer funded,
Mm-hmm.
and it's legal because again, they just want to feel better, and,
Yeah.
and it's legal, and so they have been doing this, and you don't think they wouldn't be like, oh, I'll go to this CBD thing or I'll go try this
Yeah.
stuff easily,
Yeah.
but they got to pay for it, you know, and so I think it's
And
frustrating.
you don't make a ton of money in the military.
No, especially a retiree. No, they make less than what teachers do, and they're in firefights and jumping out of airplanes and boots
And
on the
in
ground.
the military, you get banged up a lot. You know, people if
Mentally,
you have it
physically.
mentally, physically, you know,
Yes.
emotionally, you know,
Yes.
emotionally, yeah, you
Yes.
get banged up a lot. So they
Spiritually.
do try to help you. You know, in my opinion, they're trying to help you, but
They
you know,
do.
they're get you back out there.
They have programs and there's a lot of things, but there's always loopholes because it's the government, and so it's not just hey, old school. Hey, I have a flat tire. Can you come help me out?
Yeah.
You're there, right?
Oh yeah.
Boom. Now in the government, you can do that, but it's like, oh well, you got to call this office, and then oh well, he's out of office today, so you got to call this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I needed was this done, and now I got to call these 3 people and email this guy, and now I wasted time.
See, that's you understand. You're in the
Yes.
you're a vet. You understand.
Yes.
That's why I always say the government is like a super tanker.
Yes.
Now the cannabis industry is like a little speedboat.
Mm-hmm.
Super tanker takes forever to turn.
Yes.
Speedboat, we're zipping around. We handle
Yes.
this, we handle that. You know, if we got a problem, we get people out there and we get on it.
Yes.
That's why I love fighting. When we were fighting 788,
Mm-hmm.
we were fighting the analog people.
Right.
We're the digital age.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it.
They would sit there and try
You're
to
on
get the word.
TikTok. You're like famous on TikTok. So you did a glass blower video, and it's like, how many views did we
Which
say?
one?
Like the glass
Oh, the
blower.
glass blower, that's 290,000. Now, all
Yeah,
I did,
like that's
that
wild.
guy-
That's
that guy
awesome.
rocked, yeah.
He did,
He
and that
was
was
cool.
that's so cool that we were at Chronicle, or no, you were at Medican.
That was at Medican.
Medican, right? And this guy is just doing cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Being able to be artistically talented in the cannabis industry, and it's amazing.
I
know?
love it. I was just walking by. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool.
Yes.
You know, so I take pictures of what I think is because, you know, at Chronopalooza, I took
Yes.
several videos and stuff.
Yes,
I thought was cool
Chronopalooza
there,
was
too.
awesome too. It
Yeah.
was a great time. It was a great time to be in Oklahoma, to be in the cannabis industry, to be welcome into these events because they
Oh,
want
yeah.
us there. They're so welcoming there, and it's a peaceful time.
Yep.
It's people of all ages,
Mhm.
people of all backgrounds who are just trying to make a local business, just like an art crafts fair.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. It's a healing thing, and we're all just trying to come together, and we're doing that. And I had such a good time.
I love it because it's such a good show and tell.
Yes.
Because people get to, different companies get to show what they got.
Right.
We're getting a word that we need to.
Go, but I want you to plug your TikTok one more time
Oh,
because
we're
I
going or
want
we're
people.
taking a break?
We're going for now.
Oh, we're going for now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll see. We shall see.
Okay, TikTok. I'm old school and cold on TikTok. There's a underline there for the spaces.
Yes.
Okay. The giveaway. I'm going to
Yes.
announce that.
It's
and
right
just-
there too.
That would be me.
Yep.
Don't look at the screen. Look at the camera.
Yeah, so we have it up on there. All right, so yeah, you're gonna have a giveaway.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do a giveaway.
7
I'm
shirts.
gathering up
Especially
swag
for these
bags,
activists, you know, they're
t-shirts.
poor. 7 shirts is a big deal.
I'm trying to
Stickers.
get more than 7. Yeah,
Okay,
you
well
bet.
let's do it. Keep doing it.
And stickers, swag bags,
Yes.
just anything. Now there will be no THC.
No
products in
THC.
there.
Yes.
I'm trying to gather CBD products. I
CBD,
can ship
yes.
them. You bet. So anything.
Okay. Awesome. I like it. Perfect.
Right on.
Thank
Cool.
you. Thanks for coming out.
Yes, ma'am. I always love talking to you.
All right.
Right on.
Mr. Hobby, Chairman of the OKLP.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
It's great to see everybody here. I'm so glad to see this county rebooting. All you guys that are doing all this work, thank you so much. This is what we've been talking about when we were talking about gathering more people for this, pushing more people in this movement. You know, Oklahoma County is, as far as I know, it's the most populated with libertarians, right? Did it beat Tulsa County? Tulsa was bigger at one point, but
As far as
We currently beat
Yeah.
Tulsa.
so having this is going to be huge for the party. This can set the standard for what we're going to do in other counties and other regions and stuff like that. Big shout out to Mr. Drew here. Drew kind of, in my opinion, started this when he brought on Canadian County and helped with that, and then everything that he's doing for Central. So if you guys give him a round. So when Steve reached out to me to talk about this, to talk here, I was like, hey, what's the topic want to be? And he said,
Blake.
that would have been a better one. And he said unity, you know, because that's my thing. That's what I've been talking about. I'm sure you guys have heard me speak about it. I have all those catchy slogans, the most libertarian to ever libertarian, eat an elephant, eat a donkey, however you want to word that. But those slogans only go so far, you know? And we've been seeing a lot of, for those of you that are kind of involved in this and seeing the presence online and everything, you know, that unity movement, we've been getting a lot of flack here recently. A lot of pushback from some separate groups like the Audacious Caucus, the LibSoc Caucus. They had their own version of this called Bottom Unity. For those of you that didn't know, there was their movement before. And then when it was exposed, Bottom Unity really meant the whole left quadrant and then a little sliver of the right. Basically anybody that agreed 100% with them, they were cool, but nobody else. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, when people hear unity, it kind of sets this tone in their head of unity means we're all going to come together, we're all going to believe the same thing, we're all going to do this. That's not what I'm talking about. Unity does not mean uniformity, okay? I disagree with a lot of people in this room on a lot of different topics, you know, from open primaries to just about everything. Everybody has their own version of libertarianism, and that's what makes it beautiful. So when I was thinking about this, right, I was thinking about all these catchy slogans and all this stuff that I normally say, and I was watching, for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it for you, but HBO Max had Kong versus Godzilla come out, right? So for those of you that don't know, King Kong, he's a Team Hairy Cheeks, he's a big gorilla. Godzilla's a big lizard. They're gonna fight, right? They don't like each other. They're both arguing over who the apex predator is gonna be, who the big dog's gonna be. And that's what we've seen in this party for 30 years, 40 years. We've been arguing about who's the most libertarian. We've been fighting and bashing down. Well, at the end of the movie, there's a bigger villain that comes out, and they kind of put their differences aside, and they come together to beat that villain, right? And at the end of it, they're not friends, they're not buddies, they don't go have a beer together. just kind of go their own separate ways and do their own separate things. And that's what I'm talking about. We have a bigger enemy, right? And I know that, like, saying Kong versus Godzilla, because that's a global thing, right? That's the world is ending. And you might think, like, man, it's kind of blowing it out of the water, right? But it's not. It's not. That's what we're doing here, guys. We're trying to save our liberty. We're trying to save our country. And we're at a point right now where not only are we losing that battle, but we're being openly mocked for it. Our legislators are spending time passing bills to give us a Bigfoot season, to name a highway after Donald Trump. We're prosecuting a woman on felony embezzlement charges who didn't return a movie for 20 years. We're being openly laughed at by our legislators because they don't care. And there's nothing that we can do about it at this point. Because we've spent a lot of time arguing with one another, right? We spend a lot of time not being boots on the ground. We spend a lot of time winning online arguments. And those days are done, okay? They're over. I don't care if I only believe in 60% of what you believe in, 70%. Whatever that number is, this is a train. And we're building it one piece of track at a time. And eventually, some of you are going to get off. Where you get off may be different. I may get off before you on that train, whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is that we got a long ways to go in this train. We're just now laying the first tracks. But we need to keep pushing that. We need to quit with these arguments, this idea of this Mises takeover, the idea of this person's going to ruin the party, this one person's going to ruin the party. And the opposite of that, we need to quit thinking that somebody's going to save the party, okay? I see so many people, and Spike Cohen talks about it in every one of his interviews. Every time somebody comes to him, they say, when are you running for president? You know, are you going to run for president? Guys, we're 5,000 winning local elections from being contenders in a post race, okay? We spend so much time focusing on this one person that's going to save this party, whether it's Spike Cohen, whether it's Justin Amash, whether it's Dave Smith, whoever that person is, and we're not focusing on the everyday things. To me, Chris Powell has done more for liberty than Dave Smith probably ever will.
Yes.
Chad Williams has done more for liberty than Justin Amash probably ever will in our everyday lives. Okay? And that's what we need to be focusing on. We need to be focusing on coming together and winning these local elections and making an impact in everyday Oklahomans' lives. Because the fact of the matter is that when we win re-election by a lot. Because people like us and they see what we do. So let's get some boots on the ground. Let's do some work. And let's bring liberty in our lifetime. And focus on Oklahoma. Focus on the counties. Focus on Oklahoma County. Focus on your local city. Let's get involved. We've got a lot of bills that are coming up that are terrible that we need to be fighting. I'm so proud of everything that everybody's doing for it. And let's keep it up. That's what I got, guys.